Looks like steel, to be honest.
Of all the garbage here,
For that 1 pound of copper, I need ID.
discarded,
I thought the cans were his.
dumped, or deposited,
You got $2.20.
of all the rubbish recovered, recycled, or remanded, Ruth Hanna is responsible for some of it.
They're heavy.
At recycling centers, you can see her turning aluminum cans
50. 50.
into cash for charities.
50. She said 50.
But more than likely,
It does feel like 30.
you'll hear her first. She carries an infectious giggle, joyful laugh, while she carries and
By the
collects
time I get home, I feel I've lost 5 pounds.
her cans. For 28 years, the former county worker has walked through county buildings and other places, relentlessly wiring aluminum.
Okay.
It is an effort to give others a better present than the life she lived in the past.
I cried quite a few. I cried quite often.
Ruth was a Depression-era child given away by her mother.
Right here. Right here.
She grew up
See, I had a lot of hair at that time.
and was raised
Receiving my first communion.
through the kindness of strangers, living and working in about a half-dozen homes through age 19.
Well, I was happy,
But one foster family was far
at least for a little while.
from welcoming.
I went through so much
At age 17,
pain and
the hurt became
sorrow and joy.
nearly overwhelming.
So I said working for this one family really almost made me want to end my life. I went through expression hell with this family.
She says the mother in one home where she worked and lived locked her in her bedroom after 9 at night.
She hit me several times. I had bed bugs and I had lice. I had to use a sink for a toilet. I felt like I was in prison.
Did you ever tell anyone about the abuse?
I reported it to my social worker. She came to see me, and the lady told her that everything was fine, that I was a liar. And so the social worker never checked up on it after that.
But a woman treated like trash and tossed away at birth wouldn't let herself sit and rot.
Well, I look at it this way. If anybody's got a right to be bitter at the world, I certainly do have a right. But I figure, what do you get out of being bitter?
At age 55, she began crushing, collecting, chronicling,
Like if you would bring me cans, you would be considered an outside friend.
and categorizing.
Yeah, it's a work.
But the reality is, turning trash into donations helps her heal.
So this is a tonic for me, you know.
All the money is given to charities, but Ruth says most goes to the foster system, hoping children don't have to endure the pain of her past.
I've raised over $84,000 so far.
If you're asked how many cans were collected to amass that kind of cash, you're not alone.
What's the count up to?
So what number are you at now?
Well, as of yesterday, 1,046,700 as of yesterday.
And counting.
Makes me happy, very happy.
Around the time Ruth collected $1 million, she was given a trophy,
The can lady, 1 million cans for charity.
a proclamation, and a merit award.
I told my coworkers and my friends, if I'm 5 or 6 cans shy of $1 million and the Lord decides to take me, just put them in my coffin and I'll take them up to heaven with me.
Ruth Hanna could have acted like the garbage she collects, but instead, she laughs at that idea, proving one person's trash is another person's pleasure.
Very much pleasure.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. Think of this as trying to capture someone's finest moment.
3, 2, 1.
Think of this as a countdown to remember someone's best and brightest times.
3, 2, 1.
I be trying not to blink, you know, because when the flash, you know, right?
Okay.
Right, when the flash hit you, you like.
Okay, tuck the chin just a little bit.
Fortunately, there are retakes at Help Portrait Milwaukee.
Erase that one. Erase that one.
I always say I'm handsome, but
Here, the number of pictures snapped matched only by the number of smiles
This way.
and the amount of laughter.
yeah. I like that one.
That one. Yeah.
But it's these kind of moments that are so painfully few and far between for so many.
This is where my struggle started at.
And that includes Yolanda Walton.
It means everything to me.
She waits for her portrait to be printed as part of a free holiday card.
Just think about, what can I give my kids for Christmas? Because I don't have any money. I don't have a job.
For the past 6 years, she's been homeless.
I cried this morning. I didn't even want to come outside and take care of my business, but I had to, because how am I eat?
Her life has taken her from shelter to shelter and into and out of addiction.
Crack cocaine, weed, beer. So 17th, I've been clean for 30 days, so.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
For Walton, this is more than a picture. It is an image of the person she wants to be and a reminder of how far she's come.
Just taking that picture, and I can look back and say, oh, I was clean, I was sober.
The volunteers are amateur and professional photographers,
Come on down.
Come on down.
all donating their time to the needy,
Put the chin down just a little bit.
preparing portraits for many, including those below the poverty line.
Name's Leroy. Nick, we'll take your picture. How you doing, man?
The man taking their image has a reason for giving back.
2, 1. All right. I was formerly homeless myself.
This is Leroy Skalsted's 4th year volunteering. He is a retired veteran who sees flashes of his past struggles through every subject in his lens.
One of the things about being homeless is this so-called invisible syndrome that everybody goes through. I mean, you could basically walk the street and nobody really basically sees you.
His mission is to show everyone here not only a picture, but a visual reminder of their importance, dignity, and self-worth.
Let's do one more. That's it.
It is only a photo. It is not a place to stay. It is not a solution for poverty.
Okay, the mirror's over here.
But it is an effort to show those who may have faced the worst what they can look like at their best.
Just for that moment, I had fun.
I just never forget them faces.
A new focus for volunteers, and perhaps a new view for those inside the viewfinder.
New beginning. It's a new beginning for me.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. This is not a job for the squeamish or the timid.
We still do a lot of 911 calls.
This is not a routine that is ever really routine.
Get a good variety of calls.
For Brian Pekarsky, every day driving a Paratech ambulance involves trauma,
We're going to room 143.
and not just for the injured.
There have been things that I have seen on this job that will haunt me for life.
After a week of tempering tragedy,
It is important to have a way to decompress and to de-stress.
hopefully you allow him
Yeah, just take the wig off.
and others to put on a happier face
We gotta touch up a little there.
and vent in a surreal place.
2 who will fight for deep light. Good hit.
It's a nice way to take a break from reality, yes.
It is organized chaos incarnate.
There's really nothing like it in the world. These are a lot of amazing people. You go there and just beat the crap out of each other.
You will fight.
No humans, demons, or other manner of the undead were harmed in the making of this live-action role play, or LARP. Weapons are all foam rubber. The combatants are mostly kids who grew up playing adventure board games like Dungeons and Dragons
Well fought, orc.
and wanted to start playing the real thing.
Some families go camping, and we're no different, but when we go camping, it's usually at a LARP event.
Pekarsky organizes the game.
His character is a beast.
His daughter got him into it. He became hooked.
I was just dressed up following her around, basically being a babysitter.
And when he dresses up, Pekarsky dresses up.
I like to say that, during the week I'm a paramedic, and then on the weekends I'm an orc or a gnoll.
I'm a dwarven barbarian.
I am an orc who lives here in the Underdark.
I've been a wizard for a grand total of 20 hours. This is just a good escape from everyday normal life.
It's going to take me away from this world for a while and go somewhere else.
That can be easier said than done for Pekarsky, whose present and past is anything but a game.
I was with the 101st Airborne Division.
He lost 4 friends while serving in Iraq. Some of the deaths still haunt him today.
I had a lot of close calls, and you can only roll the dice so many times before you run out of luck.
Pekarsky was nearly killed in a Mosul riot, and in a separate incident could have died by a rocket-propelled grenade had it not been a dud. One tour turned into two.
I might not come back. So.
And that turned into the kind of scars that only time and help can heal.
I think that it's important for people to have an outlet. And if LARP is that outlet for somebody, then I think that's very healthy.
A lot of people consider us more of a family than we are friends. We're all really close. It's a huge stress relief for me. It's just a good escape. It's a release. Look at what I'm wearing and tell me what you think I pay to that psychiatrist. I'm putting his damn kids through college. Sometimes it's a little easier to be yourself when you're not being yourself.
There are dozens of characters here, each for a different reason. The weapons may be fake, but for Pekarsky, the benefits are real.
Great challenges await you.
All set, Tyler? All right.
Following the weekend, it is back to the important work of life-saving, a return to reality, but refreshed through fantasy. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News.